Projector, yeah. Okay. Do I have to use the microphone to get my voice recorded, or?
No, it's just like it's gonna be louder because people might chatting outside.
Okay,
and just either.
Okay. So hey guys, I'm John from Artist Week here. Thank you guys so much for coming here at the Open Information House. And the session is going to be about wallets. I think wallets, they play a really very crucial role in building the open internet, as they are going to be the entry point for all users to interact with the blockchain technology stack, and also any of the crypto-based technologies for signing stuff, and also signing transactions, and do any of these interactions with also any of these VMs. I think the first, it's not a question actually, everyone try to introduce yourself and a little bit about what you do, your project and stuff. Yeah.
I go first.
Yeah, come on.
So, hello everybody, my name is Hao, and I'm from Blocto wallet. We're a abstraction wallet, and we've been here since 2019. And the top there was, like 437 protocol, and there's, like all these culture and stuff, but we did culture wallet, and it's simply culture wallet. And we let users transaction, pay the fees for them, so they can do offline payment, credit card, to pay the gas fee, and we do the fee settlement on chain, basically based on managed transactions. And later on, we move on with the Ethereum Foundation with the 437 protocols, so we're fully compatible with that. And recently, we are focusing on like pushing out some of the batch transaction use cases, because we think that is one of the most powerful things of the account abstraction wallet. So we can put on like trading strategy, or like funding, or banking. We can batch all stuff together, so we can do approve and then swap, and then transfer and stake all in one transactions, which we think is the most powerful thing for account abstraction.
Hi everyone, I'm David from Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet is a multi-coin wallet. It's about 100 networks, and we recently added an AA wallet on top of it. We, like in collaboration with Biconomy, right next to us, we support about 200 plus gas tokens, and we also integrated with passkeys, so users now don't see the 12-word mnemonic phrase, but actually like their Google or Apple passkey to generate the address and also sign their messages. So yeah, happy to be here today.
Hi guys, it's Arik from OKX Web3 Wallet. I think some of you might be familiar with OKX as centralized exchange. We initially were called OKEX, and part of huge rebranding that we took was to actually empower Web3. That was our main narrative, and that's when we released OKX Wallet. I think the initial kind of abstraction we launched in February last year, and around 7 to 8 months ago we launched AA accounts, so users can seamlessly create their AA wallet and try to use it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I introduced myself in the last talk, but yeah, essentially AA in front.
Awesome, thank you guys. Okay, so I have the first question here for David and Arik. So we have been using wallets for a really long time, starting with Bitcoin and Ether, right? More than 10 years, lots of innovations. And so to your perspective, what is wrong with the current model? Or like what is not so good, in your opinion, for the current, architecture, wallets, the apps, blockchains, what's not so good?
Yeah, so from personal perspective, I think like the biggest issue is the user experience, right? I think for most people, it starts initially when they just create the wallet, and then when it comes to user-friendly features, those that have been used in many fintech startups, like recurring investment or something like this. We haven't seen it much yet in a wallet, but I think that's where the future will be, right? Making it more seamless for the users to go and use it. For example, let's say everyone has probably used their calendar to make sure that they don't forget about a friend's birthday, right? Imagine instead of just to go and send like, hey, happy birthday, or go and send red pocket on the birthday itself, you will directly, as the person's birthday arrives, they will immediately receive red pocket for their birthday via a wallet. That's kind of like an example of what I think the future will look like.
Thank you. And David?
I think the problem of the current wallet architecture is mainly regarding the key management. First of all, like nowadays, we don't recommend users to write down their password in a sheet of paper, rather than like we prefer or recommend them to use one password or like pass keys to manage their password safely. But in Web3, like that's not the case, obviously. And also, that's actually one of the reasons why we get a lot of CS tickets sharing that like they get scanned and like sharing their mnemonic phrase. So I think that's number one. Number two is key rotation is not possible. So that definitely means that like once they lose their key, almost all their assets are gone unless they transfer it faster than the attacker, which is quite unlikely for ordinary users. So I think those key management parts are the things that UA wallets need to overcome, and we see a lot of solutions these days, like MPC and also like AA wallets integrating with passkeys. And I think passkey is quite good in a sense that it is already a familiar experience to users. So for example, it can be integrated with 1Password, it can be integrated with Google Password Manager. So it just feels like they're maintaining a password for like their Gmail or anything, but it's actually their Web3 wallet. So the hurdle of key management got much lower compared to the UA wallet, which they had to manually like write down and then manually like write it back for import. So yeah, I would say like the key management is one of the biggest pain points of wallets.
Got it, makes sense. Cool. And the next question is going to be for Blocto. As we have been observing in everything about Web3, DeFi has been doing great in interoperability. But it looks like other aspects and other fields are not doing so great. Do you have any idea or thoughts regarding like why we can't do, you know, other fields as good as DeFi itself in terms of interoperability?
Other fields, in specifically which kind
Well,
of fields?
I'm honestly reading the question.
Wallets.
But yeah, wallets. That's why. Yeah, she was talking about wallets.
Wallets? You mean
Yeah,
wallets?
wallet interoperability.
Oh yeah, so that's, okay, so first of all, everybody's an EOA. So EOA can do pretty much nothing but sending transactions.
Yeah.
And interoperability becomes nothing if you have EOAs. Well, there are little things like transactions between each other. But speaking of interoperability between accounts, you have to have, to some extent, programmable wallets. Even it's a smart contract wallet, it's a built-in mechanism of the consensus layer. Actually, there are a lot of other blockchains of the ecosystem. They do have this kind of programmability of the account itself. And Ethereum does not have. So Ethereum is, if not the most popular blockchain ecosystem, which means like most of the users cannot have this operability among your accounts. And account abstraction is to open up this interoperability. So first of all, introduce Contra wallet, and Contra can write code. You have code, you can communicate with each other. For example, I can say that, okay, if you send me some kind of message, I will reward you some token. I can write that into my account, but it's not doable in the old EOA wallet. So that's the thing. So if you say why it's not so popular, I think it's the same reason why account abstraction is not so popular. But it comes with cost. Like you deploy a wallet, you need gas. You want to operate between wallet, you need gas too. And those costs are pretty high in the current situation. The bull market is coming, so you have to pay like $30, $40 for just single transactions with your contract wallet. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but in the future, you can see if the gas is going down with those protocol upgrades, and you can see a lot of layer 2s coming up, and then we have constant abstraction coming up if it does. And we can see more operability between accounts, and it would be a good thing. Open up a whole new opportunity for different kinds of applications.
Thank you. Well, this is a tough question for Biconomy. You guys definitely are the top player in AA, right? There's no question there. You know, as Hao says, account abstraction has not been as popular as we thought, right? So, first of all, what do you think are the core advantages of having AA? And then, what are the challenges here? Why isn't it as popular, right? Everyone's talking about it, but we haven't seen mass adoption.
That's the easiest question ever. it's actually fairly simple because the biggest barrier is the inertia of the EOAs. So what does that mean, right? It basically means I as a DApp want to bring the most amount of users to my DApp or my app chain, let's say. How do I do that? Right, I want to ensure that I'm compatible with MetaMask, I'm compatible with Trust Wallet, I'm compatible with all wallets and all users. And what are all users and wallets? They're all using EOAs. So even when people ask me like, who are your competitors? I'm like, it's the inertia of the EOAs. Right?
That's a really good answer.
So that is essentially like how I see it. And then to answer the second part of your question, so of course we saw OKX and Trust Wallet really push the boundaries, which is great. And I'm loving the passkeys on Trust Wallet. It's really smooth. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but it's super smooth. And Coinbase now today just launched a smart wallet SDK. So I think the more that wallets are doing, and the more they're pushing the agenda and they're pushing the boundaries, and the more adoption we'll see as well. And I think users just users still haven't seen like the benefits, right? And as they get into the wallet or the DApp, then they'll slowly realize, okay, this is the way to go. So yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, new users should be onboarded to small accounts, right? That's the goal.
So we should be giving pressure to Christian before, right? They haven't supported have they? MetaMask.
So through MetaMask snaps, we'll be supporting.
Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do support it at the wallet level, but not sure when that will be.
Cool. And I got one last question for you and Arik. This one is about, so can you guys mention one or two things in an ideal world where wallets would be having that could make the Web3 ecosystem much better than what it is now, without considering what's existing, just like one thing different from right now makes the whole Web3 world better. Just one thing.
Okay, one thing that I would love to see, and I've been talking about this literally the whole week, is I, as a user, I have, let's say, ETH on Base, ETH on Polygon, and ETH on Optimism. Right? There's this new shiny L2. I want to back send all of this ETH in one click. This new L2 instead of having to do it individually and change, my network 2 or 3 times, right? In this instance. So ideally, from one network, I could just send all my ETH that spread across all my accounts to this new network. Right? So I would love to do that.
Got it.
Yeah, it seems like in terms of the products which already exist, it seems like what you just mentioned exists partially, not fully, right? Even like we did, for example, a DeFi earn product, right? Users can deposit using the wallet pretty much any token. Let's say you're looking at a Lido, right? You want to make a deposit to Lido of ETH, and you don't have ETH, you have those 20 different meme coins, right? You can actually choose the meme coin. You can't actually choose multiple of them, right? And make sure that all of them swap directly into ETH and then make deposit, but you can actually use a meme coin, right? It will automatically swap, and then you will deposit ETH onto Lido. When it comes to those things which will help to push the boundaries further, I think, actually I've seen, I guess, few wallets on actions which have been trying to do that. I think AI in particular inside of the wallet, right? Imagine ChatGPT inside of the wallet. Let's say you want to do something complex. Let's say I want to buy ETH when the price is below 2,000 and gas fees are below a certain threshold, right? Those small things, right? I think every user would love to get ability and utilize them, but obviously there was no mass adoption yet. Yeah, thank you.
Makes sense. All right. Well, although Kate told me there was 5 minutes remaining, but it seems like there's 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I have one more. So yeah, for you two here, we have been. So this is called the Open Information House, right? And we talked about how we want to build the new open internet. From a wallet perspective, what do you think is the open internet, compared to the ones that we're using right now?
Okay. So open internet for wallet, the wallet is always the your identity and your social identity or financial identity, whatever identity you're on chain. It's public, it's around the world. And the open internet on chain will be like you can see yourself on the internet and no one can touch it, no one can change it. That's only for you. So that's from wallet point of view. And in terms of technical view, you can see like the key management will be on chain, and across different layer 2s you can have that single. I think the colleagues talking about it for a while, like has a key store contract which controls not only one chain but multiple chains. And to achieve that, you need sort of interoperability between layer 2s, layer 1s, and even multi-chains out of your ecosystem, for example, Polkadot, Cosmos. And those things requires a lot of technical innovation and a lot of cryptography, which you can have those proof or verifiable thing. And at the same time, you still don't want to reveal all the information on chain, which means you want to keep some of your privacy on keep to yourself, but keep the proof on chain. So those kind of stuff mixed together and makes it verifiable, but privacy considered, and also self-sovereign on-chain. It would be the open network or the point of view from my point of view, of course.
Thank you. And David?
I think open internet from a wallet point of view would be like wallet sharing the information that the user needs efficiently, and somehow providing the user with the data that is happening on chain that is actually needed by the user. So for example, back then wallet only showed the user's balance and did not include any type of on-chain information.
Yeah.
But now there are a lot of like ESOP going on. So like whenever user types an ENS for like a wallet address, they can see all their portfolio together with like airdrop calendars and many other things. So I think from a user point of view, like open internet from a wallet perspective would be like gaining access to all the information that is scattered across blockchain in a very efficient and an intuitive manner. And actually, like as Hao also mentioned, there are some privacy issues because like all the transactions are recorded on chain. So I think there still needs to be some type of like maybe like private payment channel or like a Zcable or maybe like Aztec where they have like a privacy built in, because like even in the open internet we have encryption, and I think that's mainly the reason why open internet works well, because still the confidential information is concealed and only like the good ones are like publicly okay ones are usually revealed. So I think like going forward we still need some like ZK or maybe like privacy related techniques to also like gain more privacy aspects for wallets and like combine them together for a better open information.
Thank you. I think that's all for this session. Yeah, and we will be talking about why open information at 3. Right? Thank you guys.